didn't realize that this was going to hit me so hard. The vocal finesse that this woman possesses is just so beautiful. Kia ora and welcome back. My name is Zoe Stevie, your vocal coach for today. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Celine Dion with My Heart Will Go On. I have to implore you to watch her brand new documentary that just came out. Was it last week? I've already watched it. It was so moving. And I wanted to say, if you need a bit of a boost to see why you should continue singing, why you should continue doing what you're loving, then watch that, because it's definitely giving me, it's given me a massive kick up the ass to start practicing singing, like getting my shit together again, because this woman is the hardest worker I think I've ever come across in my entire life. And I'm so in love with this song. But let's do our best to see what Celine Dion is up to with her vocal technique for My Heart Will Go On.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on, far across the distance and spaces between us. You come to show you. Go on.
I didn't realize that this was going to hit me so hard. I'm so sorry. I wanted this to be about her vocal technique, but I really do implore you to go and watch the documentary about her voice, because you do learn, and this isn't going to be like a highlight from the documentary, we are going to talk about her voice, but you do learn that she's been suffering with this condition for 17 years. So she would have been suffering with this condition at this time, which meant, she also said in the documentary, that she wasn't able to warm up like she usually would. She had to be very careful not to warm up too much, because otherwise she would begin spasming. And then she had to be really careful when she was on stage as well, to kind of like pace herself with her singing. And when you hear her sing at the end of the documentary, you just realize how much she loves singing. Celebrate your voice. Celebrate singing. That's something I've really had to learn over a lot of time. Beautiful. Every night in my dreams. A little bit of vibrato, thicker vocal fold. This beautiful darkening of the sound there. You notice, we're going to watch it again, because I'm ruining it with my crying, that she brings her lips crying between, again, crying, terrible, but you've got this rounding of the lips that's going on. She kind of makes that space in order to make the sound more resonant.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on, far across the distance and spaces between us. You have come to show you. Go on.
Every moment is choreographed in this woman's performance, and I love it. Did you know, fun fact, that My Heart Will Go On was actually recorded in one take? Now, the original performance. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying, oh my God, that's so amazing. How did that happen? That's preparation, people. That's like practice. And that's what practice will do to you. With a proper training plan, like when you know what you need to work on and you've done it and you've done a good performance, like that's what you want. That's what ultimately we're all aiming for, only one take performances. We do know this typical Celine sound. You have come to show you. I'm not making fun of her. This is not my style. Like, I don't do that technique, yeah. But it's a little bit of tightening at the back of the tongue, tightening of those upper constrictors. Show you, go on. And then she releases it. So she comes and kind of goes with that little bit of extra tension there at the back of the throat. We've got as well this like breathy sound that's just opening up to a little tiny bit of vibrato. On. There is not a note that she has not thought about in advance. This is all planned, okay? And that's absolutely fine if you want to plan it that way. That's the way I always encourage my students to do, is to pre-plan this shit. Because if you plan it and you do it, then you practice it that way, then it's only going to happen like that. Wow, the chances are that it happens like that on stage are very much, much higher.
Wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart. My heart will go on and on.
The vocal finesse that this woman possesses is just so beautiful. So what we've got there, near, far, this lovely breathy sound. This song like builds. I think there's like 2 key changes in this song. Like there's a bit extra. But we've got this, she's staying in that breathy sound. So we're not going and like giving away too much right there. Wherever you are, you must keep the volume low when you're singing in these breathy voice qualities. And she's utilizing, I would say it's not a falsetto sound, because falsetto would be wherever you are, in quite a hollow sound. I think this is thin vocal folds. Wherever you are, because you notice she's able to crescendo on the sound quite easily and bring those vocal folds closer together. Whereas if she was in falsetto, it'd be wherever, we would have like a click sound between that falsetto and that more closed vocal fold sound. So I think this is more of a thin vocal fold.
Just one time and last for a lifetime, and never let go till we're gone. Love was when I loved you one true time. I hold you in my life.
So what we've got here is definitely, I'm like really trying to hold it together here. I didn't want to just like cry through the whole video. That's not at all the plan, but I have to start teaching in like 10 minutes. So I don't really have time to gather myself. So I'm just not going to mention it again. Please excuse these tears. When we're going into this love can touch us one time, she hasn't really increased the volume very much. What we've got there is probably a little bit more vocal fold closure. There's a fuller sound going on, and she's not using as much breath in the second verse. Again, we're wanting to kind of continue this trajectory upwards of building the song, because we're going to go near here, and she's going to change the key a couple of times. A huge misnomer, I think, when we're listening to Celine, that we think that she always always uses that constriction at the back of the tongue. Then you're here. And we're not in that part. Then love can touch us one time. She's using it every now and again. And I know I've heard some people talk about it being a nasal sound. We don't really know if it's nasal because that constriction at the back of the throat can sound nasal. But unless we actually go up and pinch her nose like this, love. See, I can do that sound and it's not actually coming through my nose. So I would say for a singer like her, it's probably not coming through her nose. It just sounds like it does. So that's something you can also do. It's just like pinch your nose if you really think, like if you're like, oh my God, am I singing nasally or not? It doesn't really matter if you are, but you don't have to. I don't think she is.
Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on.
So you notice she goes, there's nothing, and pulls her chin away. She does this quite often when she goes further up in the range. I mean, honestly, I'm just like relishing in this song because this woman taught me to sing, yeah? If I'd have known I was going to get this emotional by listening to the song, I would not have done it right before teaching. Oh my goodness me. So when we're going, wherever you are, you're wanting to use that wherever you are in order to spring up the octave. It can be quite challenging for some people, so you really do need to practice these things. This woman does like a lot of vocal training, so the octave leap is not easy, and that's what makes this song really difficult, are all of these jumps, because I don't want you to go wherever. No, not in this song. I think if when one of my students does that, I'm just like, you are going to be singing octave leaps for the next couple of weeks. But I just had to clap because she uses her consonants in such a dramatic way, but also a way in order to make the song mean something. And you just know she's singing with every fiber of her being is there in the song. And that's what we're always trying to strive for, is just to be like there in the moment and to express the words as if it's the first time that we're saying it. And just the way in which she used that T, was just gorgeous. Absolutely fabulous. We're just going, wherever. Oh, fuck, I'm not Celine Dion. That was so bad. That was so bad. Celine. Anyway, she went wherever, and just imagine that she's just singing. And she took her arms out. I know she's doing that for the choreography of the song, but this is a really great way in order to support through the back muscles. You notice as well, she's sort of almost bringing that chest further forward. She's doing a bit of open arm movements. She's like the ultimate technician when it comes to singing. And, you know, this is a really great way for you to facilitate, especially activating through the front pecs here as well. You notice the whole time that she's breathing rather short, sharp, and high. And I know a lot of people will be like, but why isn't she breathing really low into her diaphragm? You're fucking always breathing into your diaphragm. Like, let's just get that straight. You want to have the breath be flexible depending on what it's going to meet on the way up. So if we're in this more contemporary, thicker vocal fold sound, we want shorter, sharper breaths because these phrases are not long. This is also not a classical song. So we're also thinking about, you're here, and she's, you know, breathing high here. More cry is coming into that sound. And that's going to increase the pressure here in the chest cavity in order to keep those vocal folds thick. Otherwise, they're just going to go, hey, and blow themselves open. You really notice her when she's going further into my heart will go on, and she's using that more of that opening in the mouth shape. Vowel modification is so important when it comes to singing higher in the range. We can't just keep these pure vowels. But if you do want to learn more about vowel modification and actually more about the voice qualities that Celine Dion is using in this video, then check out the link in the description below for my brand new challenge, Find Your Chest Voice. Or you could just skip the challenge and go straight to my vocal academy, where I'm going to teach you how to sing better through live masterclasses as well as on-demand singing lessons. And most importantly, I'll come a bit closer, you're going to get a personalized training plan from me to help you direct your vocal training so you can get better results. Because honestly, without a direction, like, what the fuck are we ever going to actually be doing anyway? And we do know that Celine Dion has had a vocal coach throughout her entire career.
Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Good night, Master.
Oh my goodness me. She is just like the most amazing performer ever. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, what a fantastic performance. I just think she's just so wonderful that she just sings like with every, I just like, it's almost like a take me to church kind of moment there, to be honest, with Celine, because it's just like, she just, the resonance, the beauty, and like this depth that she creates in the sound. She's just the most amazing performer. Wow, wow, wow. A lot of the color in the sound is due to the physiology. So not only the physiology here in the larynx, but also the physiology of the muscles. How big is the mouth? What's the jaw set like? The tongue and all that sort of stuff. It's got a lot to do with that sort of sound, which is why I encourage my singers to not just necessarily go for, you know, I'm just going to name names, speech level singing talks a lot about using a lot of twang in the sound. And having had a lot of speech level singing lessons myself, I find that kind of like levels out. I don't know about you, let me know down in the comments, but a lot of singers today I feel sound very, very similar. And I think that that's got a lot to do with the rise of speech level singing. I apologize. This woman is just like, she literally taught me to sing, and it's just like, it saddens me more than anything. Oh God, before I start again, you're amazing. You have an amazing voice. I'm even going to come closer. Just get singing. Just get singing. Have an awesome rest of your day. Just get singing. Mwah. You're amazing. Ka kite anō.